What's going on, friends and family and peeps of the interwebs and the Book of Faces and the tweeters and the whatever you guys are? Midnight Run Creations back at you here in the garage, the shop, on a lovely Saturday. So, working on the Stunt Truck here, just getting the interior all put back in, the new stuff. So, customer got new seal plates, got new carpet, new weather stripping, new headliner, of course the dash pad that was already in, seats that have already been in before, the TMI bucket seats with the Mustang brackets and stuff onto it. So just getting some stuff in on this one. At the headliner in, thanks to, as Nathan Kershaw would say, wife-tastic came and helped do that, because it's definitely a two-person job. I mean, I guess maybe you could do it with one person. I don't know. But yeah, I had to have two people. So me and wife Tastic got it in. The trim is stainless, bright stuff, is not brand new. It's cleaned up. It was nasty and pitty and rusted and stuff. So mixed up a special cleaning solution. Got that. Oh, look at that pretty pink truck over there. Got the bright work all put together. This is the not the ABS headliner, but the kind of like the original cardboardy type stuff, so which I like a lot better than the ABS personally. I don't know, I don't like the ABS. I've seen a lot of problems online, YouTube and stuff with it. And then the guy that redoes the Highboy trucks by my parents, he literally has thrown brand new ABS ones in the garbage, or busted them up in the garbage stuff because they're just horrible. Anyway, so this is the cardboard one. So I got the carpet in. Carpet doesn't like to lay really great. This is not the fully pre-stamped, or whatever you want to call it, carpet for this, so it doesn't like to roll or lay straight, and it's the plasticky loop stuff. So I talked to the customer about it, wants to go ahead and throw it in. So with the padding in underneath of it, and it's on. Of course, threw that in because we did the headliner, so wanted to keep that, and I didn't realize that until after I got it in. And it's kind of a pain tucking it underneath this stuff, so I thought, well, I'll just put plastic over it while we pull the other headliner out. But actually, it wasn't bad. There wasn't really a little bit of stuff that fell out, kind of some dust, but wasn't bad. So, one of the other cool things we did, and I'll show you, is I'll walk around the other side, but hold on. So we're inside. Let's knock it on the outside with it. A little bit of noise, of course, but if we compare that to the Smurf truck here, see how tinny that is and stuff. So that is thanks to this stuff right here, the Weather King. It's got adhesive on one side, so it's got a foil backing and nice foam insulation. This is kind of funny. This Weather King stuff is what I use in my main line of work, the HVAC trade world. We use that to wrap ductwork and stuff with, but it works great for sound deadening. I don't know, I really got to look at the price point compared to buying the Dynamat, the other stuff and everything with it. I don't know, I guess not Dynamat, because part of what I like about that stuff is there's no butylene to it. So it's got the padding and stuff for the sound deadener, but it has no butylene for the sticky stuff. So like the butylene, you start to get it, especially this hood, or the roof, sorry, is going to get a lot of heat when it's out in the sun and stuff. And so that butylene will actually cook and pull off. In fact, when we were in Tucson, Arizona, we couldn't use any of the peel and stick stuff on any of the inside door panels, on the inside of the roof and stuff, anywhere, or even back here, anywhere where it wasn't going to basically have gravity or weight pushed down onto it, because the butylene would get hot and it would literally just slide down, or if you do up here, it'd fall off the roof and it would hang on this headliner and either warp it or cause it to fall through and stuff. So we had to use the spray stuff, or Second Skin actually makes Second Skin Audio, or Second Skin Sound Deadening makes stuff like this that is like a foam closed cell. It's kind of a closed cell foam stuff. So I don't know. So I kind of like that stuff better. I mean, it's the bad thing is you can't get it in any wider rolls than that. Or any bigger around. I mean, obviously I've used some off that, but Home Depot, Lowe's, Amazon all have it and stuff. And they said it's not cheap. I think it's $30, $35, something like that for it. So again, it's not cheap, but like I said, it makes a big difference in the noise volume and stuff on it. So I don't know, might see if we might put some inside the doors. I don't know if I have enough. That I didn't intend to do that to this, because that stuff's all for my red shop truck over there. But while we had this down, I wanted to go ahead and put it in there and see kind of how it worked before I start putting it on the red truck, which it worked nicely. And Speaking of that, the shop truck, the Dodge, has the LS with the cam, so we finally got it to run, get it fired up after battling with the freaking Holly harness and stuff. But that thing just, I mean, it rattles everywhere. It's a 50s Dodge cab, so I mean, it vibrates everything and everywhere with it. So I need to do something with it, because otherwise wife Tastic is not going to want to ride around with me in it. So I want to see how it worked with this one for the customer, and it works out really nice with it. So really cool. So it'd be kind of, you know, like put it all across here would help out a lot and stuff, and maybe even the nooks there and stuff. So I don't know, might see if he wants to do something like that with it. But yeah, so now we have the weather stripping in on it. So this is not the pinch stuff. So what we found is actually was really nice, because this is the OEM stuff for like the 67 to 72. So it's the glue in style. I mean, it works, but you have to do all this kind of stuff with it, and you have to play around with the adhesive stuff. You put it on, you let it start to dry and get tacky, and then you put some stuff on, or there's some spray activator, and then you have to tape this up and stuff with it. So, and actually, this might be more of a pain today because it actually jumped up in temperature and stuff. So, I don't know, we'll see. But I like what we've used on all the other builds that we've done is the stuff from like the 80s and 90s. The 90s, the OBSs, where it crimps on, so there's no adhesive stuff to mess with onto it, and you don't have to worry about it falling and stuff. You just crimps right on. It is a thicker weather stripping, so it makes the doors so you kind of have to close them a little bit harder, but I don't know, it seals really nice, and mainly the fact that it's easier to crimp and put on instead of trying to glue on and tape and everything. This is pretty labor intensive stuff here with it, so kind of sucks. But yeah, so as soon as that's all fastened in, then get the seal plates put into place, get the hole cut for the selector, because of course this has the low car transmission, the automatic selector that goes in the floor. So we get the hole cut for that, get the selector mounted back in, get the boot on it and fasten down, and then get the seats back in place, and then armrests replaced. I think there's some kind of carpeting stuff or whatever for this lower piece. I gotta see what that's all about, because that doesn't have that here, so might have to do some holes that they amount to. I don't know, we'll see. Or I don't know, because I don't think it'll work to like adhere it on there or something. I don't know, we'll look at it and see. And then some cleanup stuff. But yeah, and then it's on to putting back on some of the exterior trim that was either, I think some of it was falling off, so I pulled it so that it wasn't just like hanging and whatnot with it. And then some of, obviously, like the bed stuff, both sides, we took it off because we cut the bed down, so it's going to have to be cut. I think this goes all the way to the back. Yeah, I think this one goes all the way to the back. So here, I don't know, we'll figure it out to get chopped off to fit the bed like it's supposed to, and then we'll get that slid back into place and stuff onto it. So, and then that will be, yeah, that's the last of that. So we're in the finishing lines of this thing being done and sent back to its owner so he can rock and roll, because I've got 350 miles of drive time onto it, shakedown and stuff. So everything's working great. So I don't see any issues and stuff with it. I mean, it's not going to be perfect because you're combining two used vehicles and stuff. So it is what it is, but we've gone through everything as best we can and did the shakedown. Holly helped with the tune, or not Holly, Dakota Digital with what, you know, the gauge clusters all dialed in and working like it's supposed to. Marty and Jeff, we did the remote tune for the engine to do a little bit more dial in on it, because we've got a cold air intake and an exhaust system on it. So we've got to kind of tweak for that kind of stuff to make her so she run like she's supposed to. But like I said, since all that stuff's been done, 350 miles onto it, close to 500 maybe already actually. And everything's working like it's supposed to and stuff. The only big adjustment we had to make was switching out the springs in the back, because it was sitting too low in the rear, and if I tried to match with the front, then the front cross member was slamming into stuff and everything, and the wheels were all pitched out if we went any lower and stuff on it. So we went with Lincoln, I think is what the customer got, rear springs, so it brought it up to a nice level. But yeah, everything's sitting really nice with it and drives. It's got the of course, the QA1 adjustable coilovers in the front with adjustable shocks, adjustable QA1 shocks in the rear, so you can tighten it up or loosen up and stuff. I think I've got everything set to about midway, maybe a little bit on the stiffer side, just so it's not bouncing around and stuff like that. But yeah, it was kind of fun. Took it autocrossing here a couple weeks ago over at they do autocross next door to us at the Circle Track and stuff. So went over there and had some fun with the guys. They were all having a blast with it. See me run around and stuff. Didn't push it really hard, but just kind of went around the cones and stuff. So pretty fun stuff. It was cool. Yeah, so we got that. Smurf truck is got to start getting things put back together on this thing too, because it is finally up and running. I don't know if I said this on a video before, but it was an absolute freaking nightmare of 2 hours of remote tuning with Marty and with Jeff, and I don't know. At the end of it, still weren't sure exactly what in the world was going wrong with it, but it got it all fixed and stuff. I think I think a lot of it. Well, I know a lot of it was like it was with my truck on the Holly Terminator for the LS, is firmware updates and stuff on it. These stupid things. So you have to pull the SD and do all this stuff, just like I had to do with both these trucks. Pull the SD card out and basically reformat it, and then download a firmware update, and then load that firmware update into the PCM, ECU, whatever you want to call it. And then Marty, that's what we did on the phone, was did all that stuff, plus go through and do the setup and tuning and stuff onto it for idle and fuel and all that kind of fun stuff. They have to figure out what spark plugs you have and yada yada yada, injectors and all that kind of fun stuff with it. So coils and whatnot, cold air intake. This has a full exhaust system with headers and everything. So yeah, we had to dial on. So that's the other big thing is mufflers, and then shoot the tailpipes out, I think ahead of the wheels, if I remember right. Get it up and running, get some drive time in it so that the Holly can do some learning and stuff, and then maybe revisit it with Marty and Jeff to get some dial in and stuff onto it. So but yeah, rock and roll, that's what we got going on.